I only came home to grab my laptop charger, but found 88 kids screaming, "Happy birthday!" In my backyard, a huge banner read, "Our princess turns 6." I asked why I wasn't invited. Mom smiled and said, "It's for close family only." Then she added, "Your card covered the $13,800. Consider it a gift." I just stared at her, unlocked my phone, and said 5 words. Minutes later, "My name is Nate. I'm 28. Oldest child. IT guy who fixes other people's messes for a living and, apparently, for a family hobby. I rent a small one-bedroom, pay my own bills, run 5 Burmese chats on weekends, and keep a spreadsheet for everything because numbers don't lie the way people do. In my family, I'm the background one. Not a black sheep, just the person you don't tag in photos. My sister Grace is the golden one, younger by 3 years. Big laugh, big plans, small attention span. Mom calls her our sunshine. Dad calls me reliable in the tone you use for a kitchen appliance. I grew up being the kid who held the camera. If Grace got an A-, it was, "She's brilliant." If I got straight A's, it was, "Good. Keep it up." When Mom wanted her phone backed up, she texted me, "Urgent." When I had the flu, she said, "Soup's on the stove. Reheat it yourself." I learned early. I'm useful, not precious. Last Saturday, I only went by the house because I left my laptop charger. I parked out front and heard noise from the backyard. Not normal, we're grilling noise. It was a wall of sound, kids screeching, whistles, music, someone on a microphone. I followed the noise through the side gate. 88 kids, give or take, exploded from behind the inflatable unicorn, "Happy birthday." A banner arched over the yard like a billboard. "Our princess turns 6." Pink everywhere. A DJ, a cotton candy cart, a woman painting faces, a man in a rented Pegasus suit dabbing for toddlers. I blinked like I'd stepped into the wrong house. "Oh, what is this?" I asked. Mom materialized with that hostess smile she saves for neighbors. "Close family only," she said, patting my arm like I was the mailman who wandered in. "You didn't RSVP. I didn't even know there was a party." "It's for family," she repeated. "Grace needs support." I stared at the catering tent, the balloon tunnel, the ice sculpture melting into a pink puddle. Why wasn't I invited? Mom's smile didn't slip. "Well, you were." "In a way." She lowered her voice. "Your card covered the $13,800. Consider it a gift." For a second, I thought I misheard. Then my phone buzzed, 3 fraud alerts in a row. My stomach went cold. "Mom," I said slowly, "how?" "Don't be dramatic, Nathaniel. You said keep a card on file for emergencies. This is for your niece." "Family." Grace breezed over in a crown and white sneakers. "Hey, don't be weird about money," she said, and kissed the air near my cheek. "We'll post about you after." Best uncle ever. I just stared at Mom, unlocked my phone, and said 5 words. Minutes later, I didn't always keep a card on file. That happened 2 years ago after Dad's truck needed tires right now, and Mom texted, "Grace's daycare is short. Can you spot it until Friday?" I gave them my backup card once because the bank was closed and I was at work and I was tired of being the bad guy. One time turned into for emergencies. Emergencies turned into we can't find Dad's wallet. The pharmacy is finicky, and the florist won't hold the bouquet without a deposit. Grace's emergencies had a theme: parties, outfits, rush deliveries, content. She's a stylist building her brand. Translation: she posts reels while overdue notices pile up in the kitchen drawer next to the takeout menus. Mom feeds the dream. Dad shrugs. "She'll land on her feet," he says, like the ground is my bank account. The pattern was always the same. Tiny requests. "It's just $42. Just $118. We'll pay you Friday." Friday came and went. When I brought it up, Mom tilted her head like I was speaking in riddles. "We're family, Nathaniel." Dad called it helping your sister get established. Grace called it bridging. Meanwhile, my spreadsheet said I bridged $5,972 in a year. If I set a boundary, it got framed as cruelty. Me: "Please ask before you use my card." Mom: "So if your father has a heart attack, you'll let him die on the sidewalk." Me: "What?" Grace: "You're obsessed with control. It's giving weird." There were 100 small humiliations. Thanksgiving, I brought a pumpkin pie I baked from scratch. Grace walked in an hour late with cold store cupcakes, and everyone acted like she discovered fire. When I mentioned my promotion, Dad said, "Nice. Grace landed a collab this week," like he was saving me from bragging. Once, at Target, Mom handed me a cart and a list. "Oh, and grab diapers for Mia. She's growing like a weed." The total was $612 because "while you're here" turned into "might as well" turned into a TV for the guest room. At the register, Mom fumbled for a card, sighed dramatically, then looked at me. We all knew the move. I paid. She never mentioned it again. Numbers kept me sane. My notes showed dates, amounts, and little quotes. March 14th, $312.17. The caterer only takes deposits. April 2nd, $87.99. Mia's recital shoes, she's a star. May 21st, $1,200. Non-refundable venue hold. Super quick, please. When I tried to tally and send a neat text with totals, Mom called within seconds. "We don't nickel and dime each other." "We do when it's my dime," I said. "Watch your tone." Around the same time, the stakes got higher. Grace announced private kindergarten. Tuition breakdown arrived in the family group chat like a weather alert. $21,000 a year. "We'll make it happen," Mom wrote. "We'll all pitch in," Dad added. I didn't respond. 5 minutes later, Mom, privately, "We put your card for the enrollment fee. It's just to secure her spot. Don't overthink it." Then the SUV. "Too many car seats," Grace said, "even though there's one child." Safety. The dealer needed a co-signer for the best rate. "Mom, it's just your name on paper. We'll handle payments." My phone lit up with missed calls, 12, when I said no. "You're trying to sabotage your sister," Mom said. "You don't want her to have nice things. I want me to not live on a financial cliff because you treat my limit like your lifestyle," I said. Dad's take: "It's pride, son. Pride will make a man lonely." He said it like a proverb that should end an argument. I kept a log of everything because it was the only proof I wasn't imagining it. When I scrolled back, I saw the earliest entry, September 7th. "Mom, keep a card on file for emergencies." Me. "Okay, but text first." No one ever texted first. What really clicked things into place were the tiny slips. Grace asked to borrow my denim jacket for a shoot, then posted a story tagging a luxury hotel, writing, "Manifesting is real." Mom casually dropped that she booked a petting zoo for Mia because childhood is short. I thought she was joking. Then a goat headbutted my shin last Saturday, and I realized the joke was me. If you want to know how you matter to someone, say no. I tested it twice in June. Me. "I can't do the enrollment fee." Mom. "So you hate your niece." Me. "I won't co-sign." Dad. "You're making us beg." Grace, in the group chat, "He loves spreadsheets more than family, lol." I started moving my auto pays to a different account, switching cards, locking things down. But I missed one: the backup card on Mom's phone wallet. The one for emergencies. The one that fed a unicorn castle and a DJ with a smoke machine. So last Saturday, when Mom smiled at me in a forest of cotton candy, I wasn't surprised she had no shame. I was surprised how calm I felt. "Your card covered the $13,800, she said. "Right," I said. "And the photographer needs cash," she added, like she was ordering napkins. Behind her, the MC yelled, "Ready for the confetti cannon?" Kids screamed. Adults filmed. Grace waved at the sky like she summoned weather. I opened my phone and said, "Start a call." Put it on speaker. The 5 words were simple. "Hi, I'd like to report." Mom blinked. "Report what?" "Unauthorized charges." I finished into the phone. Then louder, to the bank agent. "Hi. Yes, my name is Nathaniel Carter. Multiple charges today at a private residence. Not authorized." Mom's smile cracked. "Nathaniel," she hissed. "Not here." "Here is exactly where," I said. Grace slid in. "Babe, don't be embarrassing. Please verify the last 5 transactions," the agent said. I read them out. $4,800 Princess Playland Rentals. $3,100 Sugar Cloud Events. $2,400 DJ Pegasus LLC. $1,700 Balloon Dreams. $1,800 Pets and Hooves. "Those aren't mine," I said, steady. "Card is in my possession." The DJ cut the music mid-chorus. Even the goats looked offended. Dad marched over, jaw tight. "End the call. We'll settle this inside." I switched to speaker. The agent said, "We'll freeze the card and open a claim." You'll receive provisional credit within 24 to 48 hours. Please destroy the card. Thanks, I said. I took a pair of kitchen shears from the dessert table, snipped the card in half, and set the pieces on a napkin. Gasps. Someone's aunt whispered, "He's serious." Mom's voice dropped to icy. "You are ruining your niece's birthday." I looked at Mia, who was gleefully smearing frosting on a classmate's face. "No," I said softly. "She's having a great time. Adults did this." Grace crossed her arms. "We'll just use another card." "You will not," I said. I held up my phone and tapped. "I'm revoking my card from your phone wallet now. And from every subscription that still has it. All of them." "Don't talk to your mother like that," Dad snapped. "I'm talking to the person who put my money on a goat," I said. "Language," Mom said, as if I'd sworn. The venue coordinator approached with a clipboard. "Who's the payer on file?" Mom pointed at me on instinct. I shook my head. "He isn't," I told the coordinator. "Charges placed without authorization. My bank has a claim open already. You'll need payment from the person who signed the event contract." The woman checked her page. "Grace Carter." Grace's face twitched. I didn't sign anything." The coordinator turned the page. "It says G. Carter with this number." She read it aloud. It was Mom's. I felt weirdly sad then, not angry. "Mom," I said, quiet. "You forged my permission line again, didn't you?" Mom chose outrage. "Forged? I am your mother." "That's not a legal defense," I said. "Stop this," Dad said, stepping closer. "You'll pay it. That's what family does." "No," I said. "Because you want revenge?" I met his eyes. "This isn't about revenge. This is about closure." He flinched at the word. "Boundaries," I added. "Read about them." Grace tried a different angle. "We'll post so many photos. You'll look amazing. Uncle Nate made it happen. That's gotta help you meet someone, right?" She laughed like it was generous. "Refund requests will go out to each vendor," I said to the coordinator. "If they want to fight it, they can call my bank with the case number." "Sir, could we?" she began. "And Mia can keep the cake," I added, "because she is 6. Mom's face hardened. "You'll regret humiliating us." I checked my watch. "You have 2 options. Settle with your own money, or scale the party to what you can pay for." I looked at the DJ. "Do you take Zelle?" He shrugged. "Maybe they can afford an hour, not 4. Dad's voice rose. "You think you're better because you have a salary?" "I think I'm allowed to own what I earn," I said. The coordinator exhaled. "Okay, we'll pause services until payment is sorted." She gestured to the DJ, the cotton candy cart, the face painter. Like dominoes, the party stuttered. Music stopped. The pink fog machine sighed into silence. Kids booed. Parents murmured. Grace spun to Mom. "Fix it." Mom spun to me. "Fix it." "I did," I said. I turned to leave, then paused. "One more thing. Take my card off any app, wallet, or subscription connected to you. Right now? If I see one more charge, I will file a police report." "Identity theft." "You wouldn't," Mom said. "I would," I said. "Calm. And I'll mean every word." I picked up my laptop charger from the kitchen counter where I'd left it, tucked it into my backpack, and walked out through the balloon tunnel like it was a car wash for grown-ups who were done being used. By the time I hit the street, my phone was lighting up like a slot machine. 9 missed calls from Mom, 6 from Dad, 14 from Grace, 3 texts from unknown numbers that turned out to be party vendors. "We need to confirm status." I sent each of them the bank's claim number and the image of the cut card. "Not my authorization. Contact the signer." Then I turned my phone face down on the passenger seat and drove home. I'm not going to pretend I felt heroic. I felt shaky, like I'd just stepped off a moving treadmill. I made pasta, burned the garlic, opened a window. I sat at my tiny table and clicked through bank settings. New passwords. 2-factor. Removed Mom's iCloud from all family share places it had no business being. Turned off, add to wallet on every device. Called my credit bureau and locked my report. It was quiet. At 9:14 p.m., Grace sent a voice note that started with crying and ended with rage. "Do you understand what you did? Do you?" Mia sobbed for 20 minutes. The unicorn guy left. People filmed. We looked broke. I typed. "I'm sorry Mia was upset. I'm not a bank." Mom texted 10 minutes later. "You made me look like a fool in front of the whole neighborhood." Then, "We'll discuss terms tomorrow." Then, when I didn't respond, "You don't do this to family." At 10:02 p.m., "Dad, you embarrassed your mother." At 10:07 p.m., again, You owe us an apology. At 10:11 p.m., answer your father. I turned the phone off and went to bed at 11:30, which felt like a luxury. Sunday morning, 37 unread messages. A cousin I like wrote, heard there was drama. You okay? I answered, yes. He replied, proud of you. That 2-second exchange felt bigger than any banner. By noon, Mom was in damage control. She posted a Facebook update. What matters is love. With photos from the first hour when the DJ still played. Comments flooded in. So magical. Best grandma. I didn't care. Let her manufacture a version of yesterday that doesn't include a cut card. My rent still exists either way. Then the logistical fallout started. The balloon company sent an invoice with a stern paragraph. The petting zoo threatened collection action. The DJ's assistant emailed, we performed 90 minutes. Balance due for 90 minutes. All were addressed to me. I replied to each with the same 3 sentences. I did not authorize this purchase. The bank has frozen the card and opened a claim. Case hashtag 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 hashtag. Please contact the contract signer, attachment. I attached a screenshot of Mom's signature and phone number from the coordinator's clipboard. At 2 p.m., Mom called from a blocked number. I answered because I was curious how the script would go. Do you enjoy hurting me? She opened with. No, I said. I enjoy not being stolen from. We are your family. I know. That's why I said no for 6 months instead of 1. You're dramatic. What's your plan to pay the vendors? I asked. Silence. Then, we will figure it out. I'm not involved. She stopped. You need to apologize to Grace. For what? I asked. Not funding an event for 88 6-year-olds with a smoke machine? For humiliating her. People will talk. They always did, I said. But this time the story is true. She tried a soft voice. Your father's blood pressure. Then he should sit down, I said, not unkindly. Mom, listen. This ends. My card is off your phone. My credit is locked. If you attempt another charge, I will file a report. I do not want to do that. But I am done. Her voice cracked on the last word. Done with your family? Done being your wallet. Click. I took a walk. I passed 3 birthday parties at the park, folding tables, store cake, kids with grass stains. Parents laughing. No fog machine. No goats. People clapped for a 6-year-old blowing out candles, and that was enough. Back home, I wrote a simple email titled Boundaries to Mom, Dad, and Grace. I will not co-sign anything. I will not provide a card on file. If you need money, you will not ask me. If you ask me indirectly, through urgence, holds, bridging, or we already did this, can you just? The answer is no. I will not discuss this on the phone. Email only. If you attempt to use my identity, I will involve law enforcement. I hit send. 3 minutes later, Grace replied, you're a monster. Then, Mia is confused why Uncle Nate hates her. I typed, I don't. I hate being exploited. I deleted it and sent nothing. The next week was a parade of tactics. Love bombing. We miss you. Come for dinner. Guilt. Your grandmother asked why you're cruel. Anger. You're dead to us until you apologize. Practical panic. The balloon company says they'll add fees. I forwarded everything to a folder named Records. Thursday, Mom tried the neighbor route. Mrs. Patel left me a voicemail. Dear, your mother says there was a misunderstanding. She's heartbroken. I called Mrs. Patel back. There was a misuse of funds, I said. I handled it. She paused. Good for you, Beta, she whispered. I wondered how those goats were getting paid. On Friday, my bank finalized the provisional credit. $13,800 back. I stared at the number for a long minute and felt, not triumphant, just correctly aligned. I started building routines that belonged to me. I put my niece's art, the one crayon drawing she handed me at Thanksgiving, on my fridge because I do love her. I bought a $12 grocery store cake on Sunday and cut myself a slice after dinner because last year my birthday got folded into Grace's pre-launch mixer, and I said nothing. This year I will say things. The calls didn't stop, but my body stopped flinching. I answered fewer. I slept more. I ran 3 miles and ordered new running shoes without feeling like I was stealing from a child. I said yes to trivia night when a friend texted come out. It felt small and enormous. Tuesday morning, I got a short email from Dad. Your mother is upset. You need to make this right. I drafted and redrafted 15 replies. I sent 2 sentences. I love you. I will not be used. He wrote back, if you loved us, you'd pay. I closed my laptop and went to work. A week later, I met with my therapist and told her everything in a flat voice like a report. I said 5 words, I said, and then I kept saying no. She smiled. It wasn't the 5 words, she said. It was you believing yourself. I walked home through a different neighborhood. Quiet blocks. Regular houses. A dad in socks tossing a ball to a kid in the driveway. No banners. No fog machines. Just people living within the borders of what they can afford and who they are. That night, Grace sent one more shot. A photo of Mia in her princess dress, chin crumpled. She asked why you don't love her, Grace wrote. I stared at it for a long time and then typed, slowly, I love Mia. I will see her when you and Mom can respect my boundaries. Please don't use her to pressure me. I hit send and put my phone down. No reply. I made dinner. I washed dishes. I cleaned the counter because clean counters feel like peace. I opened my spreadsheet and removed an entire tab labeled Family Reimbursements. I took a breath and deleted it. The silence after felt like a room widening. I don't want revenge. I don't want them bankrupt. I don't want Grace to fail at being a mom or an influencer or whatever she is chasing. I want a life where the cost of loving people isn't measured in credit limits and stomach knots. So here it is, simple and plain. I will not co-sign your loans. I will not be your backup wallet. I will not be shamed for saying no. If you try to spend my money without my permission, I will treat it as theft and act accordingly. If that means some people stop calling, then the truth is we were only connected by a card. I'm not waiting for an apology, though I'd accept one. I'm not writing this to rally anybody or teach a lesson. I'm writing it because a week ago I stood in a backyard under a banner that said our princess turned 6 while my mother told me, close family only, and handed me the bill. And I realized I had been standing outside the velvet rope of my own life for years, waiting for an invitation that wasn't coming. I'm done waiting. I'm unlocking my door and stepping inside. I'll still be the person who fixes things at work. I'll still run my 5 Burmese chots. I'll still bring a pie to Thanksgiving if I go. I'll still love my niece. And I will keep my boundaries without raising my voice, without keeping score, without posting about it, without turning it into a war. This isn't about revenge. This is about closure. I'm not the appliance in the corner anymore. I'm a person with a PIN number and a spine. And I'm not giving either to anyone.